of everybody. Like, yeah, all right.
You were saying, Vinci? I'm joking. Yeah. So what? It's your boy, Bits and Bobs, guys. You know it is Thursday night. Good evening, everyone. It is Kopping Mechanism. I am joined by the usual crew. We have Steve, Vinci, Ryan, and also we have a new person making their debut, not on just the show, but on the actual channel. He is also, I believe, yes, he does actually. He's on the Liverpool show on the Football Terrace. Conroy, you want to introduce yourself, man?
Hi guys, pleasure to be here. I'm Conroy. Just as I said, as Bob's kind of mentioned it, just a few different channels on Liverpool. So probably ideal to talk about them right now. I can't say it's going to be the most optimistic, to be honest. I'm definitely not. I'm definitely on the other end of that spectrum. Say it how it is with Liverpool, and not really in for the excuses FC brigade we sometimes get on Twitter, especially this season. So, especially at this point in the season, we're still talking about Van Dijk's injury and it's May, so I'm not on that bandwagon. So that's me. But hopefully have a good laugh, guys. So cheers.
Listen, Conroy, you're welcome, mate. And obviously, any person with Scottish accents, happily welcome on my channel. Big up to Douglas. Big up to everyone in the cut. Yeah, guys, listen. I mean, briefly, Arsenal. Football, guys. You know what, guys? Listen, all jokes aside, right? We know we control Arsenal, okay, but let's not go on the throne. On a serious note, Steve, I want to get from you first. On a serious note, right? This is actually a poor state of affairs for Arsenal, isn't it? I mean, the league table is not a good advert. Semi-final against a very poor Villarreal team. You know, you would say they were very lucky. You got their away draw. We know Champions League wise, if you're on a 2-leg, go away first leg, second leg, you're at home, be able to kill off the game. And they've came home and they've not scored. You know, it's a bit worrying, that, is it not?
If you're an Arsenal fan, it's very worrying. Do they look to go in a different direction, part ways with the manager? I don't know, because you don't know any Arsenal projects right now. There's a hostile takeover that's underway, or allegedly, so that doesn't make the place particularly a happy ship to be in right now. There's not money to spend. You have to look at the squad. He's got Aubameyang, who's playing out of position. For me, he should be playing through the middle like he did for Dortmund, where he stretch people instead of pushing him out the left wing. Lacazette's a great finisher, but it's not particularly, I wouldn't say he's massively mobile. There's a lot of promise. There's a lot of promise with the kids coming through, but you know,
it's not the same though, is it? Back in the day.
No, it's worrying times. Worrying times if you're an Arsenal fan at the moment. They are now genuinely outside of the top 6. I know this Super League thing had them in that, but they are genuinely probably as low as in the top 8 teams in the Premier League at the moment. So you forget the ground and you forget the influence and history. So the dealings right now, Arsenal have got massive strides to make to be competitive again. Our teams, United and Liverpool, don't consider Arsenal to be a threat anymore. That's how far they've fallen. Who would have the job? Who's going to take the job if it's not Arteta? Probably the only guy out there to take the job, because he's been sat at home watching TV for 2 years, is Max Allegri, because he just can't get a job at the minute, can he? Mm-hmm. So, you know, other candidates. Would it be ridiculous to think Arsenal might have a look in the direction of Steven Gerrard, because he's doing an awful lot right at the Rangers at the moment, and everybody knows the next step for him is a job with credibility, more credibility than Rangers south of the border. That's how he earns his stripes, and that's how he puts him in a position for ultimately the job he wants. Yeah, Big Sam, that's a good shout.
Do you know? I don't even think that's a bad shout. I know people say laugh, but like, I'm not being funny. You know, they seem like a club to go back to basics. Conroy, on this podcast, my friend, it's not like a Q&A. If you want to say something, it's a conversation. Jump in whenever. You know, it's back and forth.
No worries, man.
Ryan, I saw yourself shaking your hand. Obviously, you're enjoying yourself with the watch along and stuff. No Arsenal, but this is quite worrying times, though, isn't it? They're not a big 6 club anymore.
They're not a threat, and they're not going to be a threat anytime soon. They're so far away from it. They're even further away than we were when Klopp took over at Liverpool, in my opinion. Like, they're even further away than that. They're not going to spend money. They've got crap players. There's so much rebuilding to do. And like I said, they can't attract. We were able to attract a Jurgen Klopp, one of the best managers in the world. Who can Arsenal attract, really? Like a top manager, like. And I've got no sympathy for Arsenal fans because these were the guys who were saying comparing Arteta to Klopp at the beginning of the season, saying, "Oh, Arteta's got Klopp's number," and then dissing Liverpool, saying that, "Oh, you had 2 good years, now you're shit." Like, when was last time they had a good year? So yeah, I've got no sympathy for Arsenal fans. They deserve all they're getting. They were awful today. I need to say that because Villarreal are crap. They're not good.
Do
United
you know what? Look, Villarreal were not good, and
they're not good.
It just shows you, though, isn't it? If the luck of the draw and the luck on the night, and if you're poor, the best out of a bad bunch will get through. Vinci, man, like Ryan said something there, and this is to everyone. Ryan says, "Who comes to Arsenal?" Like, they're talking about the guy buying it, right? But listen. It's okay buying a club for 1.88 billion. I'm talking like I've got that in my bank account right now, but it's okay to say that. But you still need to.
Quiet weekend.
Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, Christ, I'd be going for Prime Minister if I had that money. But you buy the club, right? You still need to invest more. So it's not really just a 1.88 job, right, Vinci? You need more than just that.
Yeah. It's a whole kind of like, it's a holistic change that's needed. A change in culture. Just, they like to call it an infusion of the Arsenal way. Henry likes to put it that way. But for me, Bob, to be honest, Arsenal it's almost like they've subconsciously gone on a project of just a downturn project for the last 5 years, and they would blame ownership. Yes, they're part to blame because they're all part of the organizational structure, but I think there's a culture that's there that has been lost since Wenger. Even when Wenger was there, he has started to lose it, and they've never really picked it up. And for me, I'm not surprised that they're where they are. They've honestly been squeezing out better finishes in the last 3 years, but in terms of like, nobody's shocked. And for me, what's capped it off is the fact that Unai Emery has come and beaten them with a very mediocre team on a semi-final at their own house, where all you needed to do was score 1 goal, and I think they had a total of 1 shot attempt on target.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it seems like the players don't want to play, the high-profile players. So I think Arsenal has become a team now that it's quite attractive for a rebuilding stage. One of those coaches that want to come and make a name for themselves.
Always in transition. That's all you hear in football. We're in transition every week. Different club. We're in transition. Oh, does that mean you can lose every game now? That's what. I think football's. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to interrupt. But
no, go ahead.
What are Arsenal?
Right.
What is the culture? Because George Graham is defensive football. Then Henry's saying, is Wenger the culture of Arsenal? Because you've got Arsenal fans who are saying, we're too predictable, we'll try to walk it in, we've not got a spine. So I get confused. So it's like, if what Henry's saying the way Arsenal, then Arsenal should be going for, like, literally Brendan Rodgers went to Leicester and in the same space of time, like people keep telling me it's about the size of the club, and I do think to a certain extent I get that, but see, because TV money is the main objective, not main objective, but it's so powerful in football that you're going to get Leicester are backed by quite good owners as well, probably a better run club, and they put more into the club, but they 100%. Offer quite a good money. So if I'm Brendan, people keep telling me, like Jamie O'Hara on TalkSport, go to Spurs or Arsenal. Why in your worst dreams would Brendan Rodgers ever consider going there? That's a backward step, because even if Arsenal were a massive club, I'm not disputing that, but it would take him so long to weed out, the trash in Arsenal, or to get them playing well, when Leicester are already there. Leicester are already at that stage. I mean, even if Leicester like bottle it, which I don't think they will, they'll get a Champions League. In the space that Rodgers has done that, everyone's talking about David Moyes this season, but it's just like, for some reason, there's this attitude that big clubs, it's like you'd rather go there. When I'm like, you're going to get paid the same money. You're probably going to get this, and unless it's a United or a City, you're not going to probably get that much of a different war chest. Let's be honest. And Leicester are probably better ran because they can sell a Maguire, bring a Sionchu in. Castagna for 25 million. No one talks about how good Leicester are and their analysts are at finding players. I actually criticised Iheanacho 2 months ago and said the guy can't finish his dinner. He's since scored 13 goals since then. So, listen, maybe that's my fault, Liverpool fans. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything about that because he's been amazing since then. But what I mean is, surely that shows that like James Justin from Luton, like they've seen they've seen, no, but that's not surprising for Leicester. But it's like I think we have this narrative where it's like, I don't know if other people are onto it now, but Leicester for me are trying to be stuck in that 6 for the next 10 years. That's their aim. I think they'll do it. People keep saying bottle this, and like, I know last season, right, they did finish quite poorly, and I hate when people blame injuries, but Leicester's injuries last season were actually ridiculous as well. If we're not hypocrites, it's Liverpool fans this season. You have to look at Leicester last season. The amount of injuries they had. Ricardo Pereira was probably one of the best right backs in the league. It was like there was a massive list of injuries. It's no excuse, right? Because they still failed. I just felt this season that wasn't going to happen because I felt they signed the correct replacements, and I just find it funny. We love this narrative of big teams now, but I don't think with TV money, I think you can be strong without that, and I think that's why Rodgers won't leave Leicester. Sorry, guys, I went on a bit there.
Can I call out one Arsenal player?
If you look at Rodgers, he's egotistical is probably the wrong word. He's very much invested in himself without being massively egotistical. It sounds a bit of a contradiction in terms, but he is. So a move to somewhere like Tottenham, where he reinvigorates Tottenham and makes them a force again, would be a really, really promising project for him because he is in it for self-gain. He came to Liverpool. He's admitted he came to Liverpool to test himself, to try and change Liverpool's ethos, to create himself a legacy. I think he's overachieving. Are Leicester overachieving a little bit? When Vardy goes, how do they replace him? Who knows? Tottenham is a giant waiting for somebody to go in there, whether it be new owners, whether it be Levy moves on, whether they've got a manager.
Who's won a title? Who's won a title though, mate? Who's won a Premier League title? This is what I mean. We love to just make these big teams stay big teams, but Leicester probably going to get Champions League, and they've won the league in the last 10 years.
Yeah, but they won the league with about 74 points, didn't they? So that was a crazy season where everyone else dropped off the cliff, knocked away from them. They won their league based on momentum. They had massive, ridiculous momentum all the way through that season. But there are contributory factors that the teams around them just didn't turn up that season.
But no one remembers that, mate. They just see a title next to their name, and that's the way it works.
And that's fair enough. But
no, I agree with you saying. I just think Spurs, like, I get what you're saying, mate. I just get annoyed because you can probably get paid the same wages anywhere else. And I do agree the thing about Rodgers, but Leicester suits Rodgers. Tottenham, like Liverpool, I think at times he was out his depth. You'd agree with that, Steve? Rodgers was out his depth at times. Whereas I think Leicester suits him to a T because, like you say, they're overachievement, but he can keep that underdog mentality going and actually achieve quite a lot. I just think he's maybe learned that as a manager. That
Conroy, okay, ask you a question, Conroy. You says that's his level, but he's ambitious though. So if okay, let's not say Tottenham. If a Chelsea game calling,
I think Chelsea's different. BOBZ, I think Chelsea's different. Yeah, because I think he could win a title at Chelsea.
But no, but you said that like you think that like he can perform at Leicester. So you, in different words, you're saying that's his level. Because he tried at Liverpool, he tested himself. Fair play to him, because a lot of people probably wouldn't have went there. And listen, he wasn't rubbish. He was unlucky. It's not his fault. Gerrard slips and stuff.
But defensively, he had to progress on his management, his coaching. His defensively was quite poor.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because you were leaking goals. I get that, and he's got better and stuff. But my point is that, like, okay, Leicester's a great advert right now. Okay. I'm not going to count Celtic, and that's not to do him any disrespect. I just think at the time, his tenure there, Rangers weren't in the league only for like 1 or 2 years, and only 2 years he was there, and it was pretty much the league was won before they kicked the ball. But I think he's been great at Leicester. However, if we go off last season, the word is bottling it, and he did bottle it. So this season is okay. He's showing a lot of progression this season. However, they've still not done anything yet. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
No, but they're about to do that though.
I think he will. I think he will, Bobs. I do think they will get it this season. I'm going off that, so I'm maybe assuming too early.
Okay.
My thing with Brandon is we need to agree that Brandon's quite a standout coach. He's a great coach. Everywhere he's been able to. You can see the Brandon effect, right? But the thing about Brandon though, it's when you start coaching for these sides that have a heritage like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, it's a different monster that you have to deal with. The media's different, the expectations different. So it tests a different side of your coaching. And Moyes tried it. We see what happened with Moyes and Man United. Wasn't quite a fit. He's come back to West Ham and he's doing pretty well. So
would you say the media's a part of it? I would say that's irrelevant with managers in this state now. I think it used to probably be quite a big thing. I don't see the media being nowhere near as big towards managers as it used to be.
Maybe pressure, Sonny. Pressure's different. Related to Scotland anyway.
Moved on from that though.
Is the pressure different though? Like, okay, we know Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, the usual big four clubs, right? You need to compete to win the league. We get that, but is the pressure though? Because you look at the clubs on the other side now, the mid-table clubs. There's still pressure to win games, though, no?
Look, when you're coaching West Ham, right? Like even next season, right? If Moyes comes in, loses 3, 4, 5 games in a row, he's still gonna have a job, right? You know what I mean? And they're gonna still back.
I don't think so. Not at West Ham.
Absolutely,
not with their
absolutely.
owner.
Because
no,
it's West
come on,
Ham.
Bobs. They were gonna get relegated last season,
right? It's West Ham, but try and lose 5 games in a row as a Man United coach, especially if you don't have a reputation, especially if you haven't won trophies.
Okay,
if you're you're definitely going to be kicked out. Leicester, you might still survive, and that's why Brendan, like Conroy said, he's got the underdog effect still going. So if he does something, he's overachieving right now. So you'd rather overachieve than underachieve.
Ryan, what are you saying, Ryan? Sorry?
We're forgetting Brendan's in an FA Cup final. Like, he could win an FA Cup in a few years.
At the expense of us. Bocci, welcome to
I just wanted to call out a certain Arsenal player who they all gassed up. Thomas Partey.
Who's going to say that? Who's going to say that?
Thiago's a fraud. Thiago's crap. Flop of the season. All this shit. Yeah, Thiago's not great. Thomas Partey's been 10 times worse than him.
Ryan, Thomas Partey has gone through a shock like Thiago has. He's this team is rubbish.
The train station.
Thomas Partey has been put in a situation that I feel bad for him for, because he's actually a baller. But he doesn't want to. He seems like he doesn't want to play for Arsenal.
No, Vinci's quality. But all I'm saying is, Thiago's got all this stake. Why isn't Thomas Partey getting any stake? He's been
expectations. Arsenal's expectations are
Arsenal.
But Arsenal has made a music video about him.
Yeah, but they always do that, and then when they play bad, they just act like they never done that, and for some reason we forget about it as well.
Ryan, they didn't win a Grammy also from the music video, so it's okay. That's what they're looking.
Let's have it, because it's a good. Ryan's brought up a good music video question, because when Thiago came into the Premier League as probably the best current centre midfielder in the Europe at the time of his displays, right? Thomas Partey. Everyone saw this as great business from Arsenal. let's be honest. But he's really more box to box. Good presence in the middle of the park. He was going to be a spine. However, Ryan's got a good point. He's flopped this season. Bocce, what's your thoughts on that?
First of all, thanks for having me on. Sorry for crashing the party.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
No, he makes some good points though. I think Thomas Partey, he could be winning a league this season if he stayed at Atletico.
Mm-hmm.
But with Thiago, I think that there was more expectation. Even though I think Klopp maybe didn't play him in the right position, or maybe with the players around him, didn't.
Okay.
Also, injuries didn't help as well when it came to Thiago. But personally, I think Thiago maybe should be doing better. I think coming on and saying he got 40-something passes against Chelsea when they were down already.
I remember that very well.
I saw the dream.
I saw that tweet the other day and I was like, they had 10 men, mate. Let's calm down. Usual, honestly. Look how amazing it is.
I could dish out 50 passes.
Guy was in the Champions League Team of the Year, and then he does a karate kick against Leipzig, and you're like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. It's like, it's a simple pass. The guy is meant to be next level. It's not like walking down the park and playing five-a-side. It's like, this year, man, with players being injured, and Liverpool just be like Van Dijk baiting us on Twitter. I'm just like, I've had enough of it. Honestly, Liverpool propaganda on Twitter, I've had enough of it. All you see is an injured player coming. Sorry, mate, on you go, mate.
Go on, Sonny.
No, it's just in relation to what we're talking about. I don't know if you lot have seen it. I don't even think it is Naby Keita's agent or someone around his name has came out and said Naby Keita's not being played in the right position. Do you think that's the same thing with Thiago?
Of course it is. Absolutely. But then Thiago shouldn't be playing in the Liverpool team. He's playing on the stretch because we can't defend to save our lives. Thiago should be playing in a Liverpool team that's built from the back looking forward with the bodies that are missing in the side. He's been playing, when it breaks down, he's been playing chasing the ball. That's not why you bring Thiago into the team. When we took Thiago off against Newcastle stepped up 20, 30 yards and got their equaliser and probably
that's true.
Should have won the game. He was controlling that game, and that's why we brought him to the football club to control games. He hasn't been used in the right position. As Vinci said many times, he's had a culture shock coming to a club where all the wheels fell off at once and everything went wrong that could have gone wrong. And
last week, yep.
That's not what he came to the Liverpool Football Club to do, and we're not playing in the right position. He was a guy that you said, Bob. He was a guy that played in the Bayern Munich side that won the ball back for fun and it pretty much their own way in the Bundesliga. Every year he was there. This is a different set of circumstances. This is a different challenge. And I've said before on the shows, I don't understand why they signed him because he's never played any more than 25 games in a season.
And the way you guys
did we sign him to break the low block? Did we sign him to bring him on when we were winning 2-0 and teams were trying to get back into the game and they were stretching themselves and they could use his ball ability? Or did we sign him to stop somebody else having him? Those are questions I don't know the answers to. But
that last one there is a good question because Jose Mourinho has done that before.
But real quick, right? On Thiago, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know how popular this is, but from watching him, to be honest, when I think of Thiago from Bayern Munich and I see he's managed about 2 different roles with Liverpool this season, I would say, so far, generally speaking, right? Mm-hmm. When Fabinho's come in, he's been able to have a lax time and he can do more Thiago stuff. And that was only for a couple or 3 games. But when he wasn't there, it's a different Thiago. But looking at all the Thiagos this season, I don't see how special Thiago is. Don't get me wrong, right? Okay. I know he's a ball controller, absolute one-touch control. Yeah. But for me, like Steve said, I don't know why we signed him because I was thinking he gives the through passes. He threads the ball to the final third.
That's been quite poor this season, I think, as well. His passes have been poor at times.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think to answer, I think I know where you're going at, right? I personally think, right, as a rival fan, I think Thiago was bought because Klopp in his head thought, I can't continue to play in this way. I need to mix it up in the sense of not just that you guys are good at retaining possession, but in a sense where you can retain it but not have to, do too much. Thiago makes it look effortlessly, the side passing, the short, quick passes he does. He gets it back. In his little diameter, little box, he only moves certain places and he keeps the ball very well. What has been unfortunate, and I don't think he should be judged on this season, because when we watched the game where he had played in the midfield with Fabinho and Henderson, we saw completely Thiago. We saw the Thiago that you signed, that you wanted to see. And also the thing about your front three, I hate to bring it up. I know we always bring it up in this podcast, but your front three haven't really helped him, in the sense of, we talk about Bayern Munich. Look at the movement. Look at the people he had in front of him. He had runners. He had movement. There was always someone giving him an option. I just think this season, like Steve said, everything, he's came at a time where, my goodness, like
the worst time possible. Could not be a worse
I think other midfielders come out under that pressure, and I think it showed that he might be one of the best in the world, but we need to make excuses to why he's not just showing it. And I think some players don't need that clutch. Some players can just turn up. And I'm not saying it is, like Steve said, because of the system and that. And I think he will come good. But I think people need to remember that some players, even when that's why teams who maybe get relegated or that, you still see players play well. It doesn't mean that it's an excuse, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I just think he should do better, because he's meant to be. I've been told, and I've saw one of the best midfielders. That's what I've been told, and we've seen at Bayern. But I just think we're having to clutch at straws all the time with Thiago to say this is why he's the best, and I think he will be.
Conrad, do you not think though, right? Sorry, Steve. Sorry, but Conrad, do you not think though, right? If you had your full squad, we'd be having a different kind of conversation.
100%, but I think some players don't need that to fall on. 100%. Just show. I'm not saying he has to get 10 assists, but he doesn't have to look like. But then there is an argument as well. Shout out to someone mentioned this before, that Thiago's actually really good at pressing, but he's just not used to the English game in the sense of. So that's why he looks erratic at times, and it does look. Yes, but apparently that's maybe because he's just off it. But then Fabinho looked horrendous for 3 months at Liverpool. People forget that. Couldn't get a game, had to come in for 10-15 minutes appearance. But I think we're past that stage with Thiago now, where it's like you can, even Andy Robertson was not getting played. Shout out to the national team captain, but he had man of the match performance against Crystal Palace, and then couldn't get a start for 2 months because Klopp saying he's not defending in the right half spaces. And So I think Thiago will come out great, by the way, guys. I think next season, like Bob says, it'll be great. Yeah. I just think sometimes it's like there's some players that you could shove in any team, and I'm not saying they get 10 assists or be player of the season, but you would notice they're still a top player. And he is still a top player, but I just sometimes we need to move the goalpost all the time. It gets annoying for me, and I feel like we have to do that all the time with Thiago. And I think they're all genuine excuses. And that's why I think he'll come great next season. I just feel like it's a bit, even like the Thomas Partey thing as well. Partey is like, I don't know if you agree. I always thought Partey was like, would be a good spine for Arsenal. I know he's a box to box, but when I saw him at Atletico, I thought he was a good spine. And then you've got craters around him. But Arsenal, for some reason, are saying, right, you're the next Gerrard. And it's like, confuses me a bit. It's like, that's the right signing for Arsenal 2 years ago. And it's like, I find it a bit weird that they're going for Partey when they did.
Just on Thiago.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
Just on Thiago, if you look at his stat, lots of Liverpool fans were expecting him to be scoring from 25 yards and having an assist week in, week out, and creating game goal chances. He's never done that for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's not his thing.
What he is, he's a guy who gets the ball and gives it to at Bayern Munich, your Thomas Mullers and people like that.
Who say it's not the person,
So what he does is he's a quick transitional player because of his passing. So in one pass, he can cut out 3 or 4 players and give it to someone else who can then assist or have an opportunity at goal. So I think we got our expectations a bit mixed up. I don't think we ever signed a player who's going to get us.
Do you think
But
expectations?
see, don't we already have players that do that?
Yeah, that's why I don't understand.
Sonny, what do you think? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Wait,
Who are you talking to there, Bobs?
Who you talking to?
Oh, I think I said Sonny, but I meant to say Steve.
Oh, me?
Sorry. Beg your pardon. Yeah.
Oh.
I said Sonny, but yeah. Sonny, go ahead, but I meant to say Steve, but it's fine. Sorry, Steve.
What about which bit?
The
But Thiago, the kind of
Thiago.
passes.
about did we expect a different Thiago, basically?
Of course, we expected a different Thiago because the one we've got it's been a mixed bag, and we've not seen great things from it. But when we're comparing it to the Partey situation, it is different because next season we're going to be a good team. Arsenal next season, they're not going to be a good team. They're not going to be. They'll probably be a bit better, but not much better. I think when we get our players back, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this as well because. For me, I don't know because a lot of fans have confidence that when the likes of Van Dijk and them not come back, it's going to help Mane. It's going to help the likes of Mane because we know that sort of duo that him and Van Dijk have. But is it gonna like make him be back? That's what I don't know because I don't think a defender is enough for doing that. Maybe it's more challenging in the positions, but then we've seen Jota come and take his place and nothing's really changed. So I don't know.
I think it's more of a system.
to be fair, with
Mane, system player.
I think Klopp need to change the system a little bit to suit maybe Thiago. When Thiago's on the ball, look, he's world class, and we all know that. But I think he just moves the ball a bit too slow when it comes to the front three, especially from last season. You see how quick Mane, Salah, Firmino up front. You need to give the balls in early. There's so many times that he's maybe even turned around, played it sideways, backwards. And at Bayern Munich, it works because Bayern Munich are always on the ball. They're always dominating the games. So he's going to have a lot more time on the ball to make them sideways passes.
Yeah, I think.
I don't even think Bayern Munich with Muller and Lewandowski up front. They're not making the same runs as Firmino and Mane as well, and Salah. So I just think maybe there has to be some sort of system change to suit him. I said to myself that Klopp has doesn't have a plan B, and we've seen especially this season. I know you guys have had injuries, but even with bringing players like Thiago, I think it's, to be honest, I think it's a decent signing. I don't think it's really flopped compared to, like you say, Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey hasn't even improved Arsenal. They've gone backwards. I know he's been injured, but they've gone backwards this season, and they're still conceding goals. Talking about he's going to be the next some sort of Gerrard. Yeah, where was the goals today? Where was scoring winning goals today to get him through to a final?
Yeah, see, I don't think that's him as a player. I think he is like a DM for me. Who can play box to box, but I think he's a DM for me.
Can we go back to what you said about that system? Because were you talking about a system like change for Mane or for Thiago?
For Thiago.
For Thiago, okay. Because I was going to say with Mane strikes me as this player where he will do very similar stuff for what he always does in any sort of system. He goes for the man in front of him, and this season he's just not been able to beat him.
Our front three are instinctive, guys. I think that's quite apparent this season. We're not like we're instinctive. They're instinctive players. I don't think people don't like when I compare to Man City, but I don't know, was it Vinci earlier or Ryan who said about the front three's movement? That's a great point because 100% that movement is about 5 out of 10 every game. I don't care what you say. Salah's probably good at it because Salah's always looking for the running behind, but it's the most basic movement. It's like they don't even interchange. So sometimes I do feel like if you watch, this is obviously the top of the league, right? Man City, but I see a 20-year-old now. Phil Foden's probably going to be a generational talent, to be fair, right? But when I watch Man City's movement, it doesn't matter if it's Bernardo Silva, who's not fast, he's not particularly strong. Same with Mahrez, right? But their movement is so good. It doesn't matter if you're a Kyle Walker, you're not getting near him. When I watch Liverpool, it's just like the lack of ideas in the final third is baffling at times. It's like when we get like,
why is
that's got to be better. I have no idea, mate. That's got to be better.
But, so I have a theory on that, right? Okay. Liverpool this season has shown that if they don't have the squad they've been used to having in the last 2 seasons, they don't make the.
It's not squad. It's 13 players.
Bobs, that's what I mean. What I mean by their squad is Van Dijk and Henderson. The confidence, like Steve has also mentioned this before, the system that we play the front three got very dependent on expecting balls from Henderson, Van Dijk, and Fabinho. So they're just all making runs anytime Fabinho touches the ball. You see the movement of Salah or Mane and Firmino. Firmino comes to the ball, Salah peels off, and they cross and they switch positions. There's dynamic runs.
There's a difference, though. This season, there's a difference because with the press, like they don't press like they used to, and that shouldn't be like that's nothing to do with a system change.
No, but Sonny, but Sonny, the difference this season is they're not used to playing with, for example, Thiago. Like you look at if you watch Liverpool, when Thiago gets the ball, nobody seems to want to make movements behind. Like they don't trust him.
Not just when Thiago gets the ball. Like they've just there's no reason why they've stopped doing it. That's what I don't get.
One thing I'll defend Thiago on, it doesn't help when he's passing the ball to Mane and Salah and those who have got the first touch of bloody trampolines.
Oh, come on. That's a bit
but
unfair.
you think when Thiago gets it, he'd be looking in behind every time. But they're not like technically amazing ballers, right? So I can't get my head around if Thiago, one of the best passers at finding it in behind, why they're not on their bike straight away. Even I know teams hit deep, and I'm not saying it's a high line and stuff, but there is moments where it's like when we're on the break, where it's just like, or even when we're controlling a game and breaking a team down, it's like Thiago, even though his confidence is a bit shot, like they just don't seem to. I just think the movement is so poor. The movement is like watching a team at five-a-sides who don't get the facilities and training that Liverpool should have to bamboozle teams.
And then five-a-side with no stamina, yeah.
And then you watch City, when you watch City, it's like, or even not just City, if you watch Fulham this season, right, at Anfield, their patterns of playing movement, it's like there's identity to where they're going to go and the movement of the front three. Liverpool it looks like they've been instinctive for 3 years, and as soon as there's maybe not everything's coming together, it's like the lack of ideas is crazy. That Newcastle game was a one-off because Liverpool haven't like battered teams this season at all. I know Sonny was going to say that before. That was a one-off. I get annoyed with it.
So let's try and put a halt to that one because we're all agreeing, and some are disagreeing, but we're all agreeing that on the Thiago situation and stuff. Here's my question to you guys, right? Thiago's came in. Do you think you should have brought another creative midfielder? I know you got Jota. Okay, Jota's doing his thing, but hear me out. When I've watched Liverpool this season overall, and yes, when Thiago's played, I feel like when that pass is not on, that we're looking for, you're looking for when Salah or Mane. I feel like the next pass, the person he passes to, the creative mindset isn't the same as Thiago.
And I think I know why.
Are you missing a player?
No, we are. Don't get me wrong, we are. But I don't think Klopp would want that player because I think there's a reason he's gone for Thiago because Thiago's nowhere. He's not a number 10. I don't think Klopp wants a number 10. Like, it's bringing it back to that whole Naby Keita thing. I can't remember who said it, but I think it is like an official around Naby Keita's name. They said that. Yeah. I don't think they said scavenger, but they said not a defensive midfielder. I don't think Klopp wants a number 10. I think you see the way he tries to make Firmino kind of that number 10 false 9. I don't think he wants that number 10, but that's why he's gone for like a creative, more further back midfielder in Thiago, I think.
Wait, guys, do you think Thiago, from the way he's played this season, is a creative midfielder? Because I want us to understand that.
He's not a creative midfielder anyway. Really.
He's a deep line playmaker. Deep line playmaker.
He controls game.
Okay, so we don't have a creative midfielder right now, to be honest.
No, but this is what I want, a creative midfielder. I don't think he does.
The problem we've got right now is because of what's happened across the back line, we're a lot deeper than we have been for 18 months. Mm-hmm. So when you give Thiago the ball and he's sitting in front of a back four, he's picking the ball up 15 yards inside his own half, and all of your runners up front are making runs on full backs and centre halves and sitting in deep. It's a lot easier to read a 40-yard ball than it is to read a ball that's fizzed in from 10 yards away. So bring back your defence, push your back line further up the pitch, engage your midfield with your front lines, and you've got short interplay passes which are impossible to pick up, impossible to read, and create openings. At the moment, We're hitting Hollywood balls, 30, 40 yards, trying to create openings. We're giving the ball to the fullbacks.
Gerrard passes.
Yeah, the fullbacks were drilling the ball in from into defenders' legs. We've seen that week in, week out. The distance between the midfield, your creative midfielder, which we're all saying potentially could be Thiago, but we don't think he is. But that appears to be the most creative midfielder we've got. The distance between him and the men he's trying to hit makes what he's trying to do very easy to read, and that's why we're not great. That's why those guys are not getting the space to create chances.
Do you think we missed a trick then, not to get a number? Like, obviously hindsight's a great thing, but see, even like a good number 10, like Madison, for example, teams will go deeper, but they'll go deeper because a number 10 who can shoot, if you know what I mean. And I'm not saying you don't actually score that many goals from outside the box, but because Liverpool are useless outside the box, probably the worst in the league outside the box. I would be first to say that, absolutely bafflingly terrible. Maybe that in itself gives teams confidence as well. So like, have the ball out there, you're going to do nothing with it because you've got no threat out there. Even our front three can't shoot from outside the box, never mind our midfield. So
I agree.
That adds to it. Hindsight's a big thing. I'd say if you got a centre back in the summer instead of a creative midfielder, we probably might not be having this discussion because
if we bought a 10, we can use a double pivot with Henderson and Fabinho. Yeah. So you've got your defensive cover because those guys can do that job without even thinking about it. That's natural.
No, Conroy, I really still feel that we need a creative midfielder.
No, mate, eventually I do. I just think
you talk about hindsight, right? Speaking of hindsight, like I'm thinking, gosh, bring back someone like a Coutinho, right? That can thread in the
Coutinho. It's an interesting point, mate. It's a good point.
But Coutinho would go against that signing would go against Klopp's principles, would they not?
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like he
was a baller, man.
People do forget that
I'd take him back.
The play wasn't. We did lack a bit of flow with Coutinho in the team, and I'm not saying that would happen again. But he was very much like countless attacks would be lost because he would have a pop 6 times a game. Don't get me wrong, we probably need that right now. But
I'd love that this
season. I know. Do you know what? I agree. I actually overall I would take Coutinho back, but we do forget. We play more as a team when he left, and people love to forget that. But I would take him back because I think now, like a Robertson, for example, is going to look at him to be like, "No, I've won a Premier League and a Champions League, mate. What have you done?" And there's a bit more of a you need to show me now instead of the other way where Coutinho was the main man and like I'm better than you, because there's definitely a vibe with that with Coutinho. And I think
Coutinho has won a Champions League.
He's not been in the Champions League Team of the Year like Andy Robertson has, and he wouldn't pass them against Leicester in the League Cup final. Honestly, it annoyed me.
I feel the same way about Wijnaldum, where we say don't play as a team. I think Wijnaldum, the difference with him and Coutinho is Coutinho is a good player. I really don't rate Wijnaldum. This season he's been far from a good player. I think our team looks at Wijnaldum, and I genuinely think, imagine all those players know that Wijnaldum is pretty much leaving this season.
I like Genie Sonny. I'm not in Sonny's band.
No. You're saying with the whole thing with Coutinho and taking us away from playing as a team.
No. I think it would work now, Sonny, mate. I think because we've improved as a team. So So what I mean is, right. So a couple of years ago, we got put out by Leicester, and I remember Coutinho, and it was like it used to be the Firmino Coutinho club. Never passed to anybody else. It was a thing at one point, and now it's like
Firmino doing that now.
Yeah, there's more respect. There's more respect along the team. So I think it's like I use Andy Robertson as an example, but it's the same with Trent. It's like they'll roar at him to pass it, whereas it might be they were scared to have a go at him in the past. So I think Coutinho would work, but it looks like Everton are maybe favourites to sign him over Liverpool. I heard that rumour during the week.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. My thing with the midfield is, for me, we don't need Thiago if Genie's there. We don't need Genie if Thiago's there. For me, if there's a player like Coutinho that comes in, that's a threat from the outside, that can score and could also thread in the through balls, that can make the front three feel like, okay, if I make a run, I'm going to be rewarded for the creative runs.
Which one of our midfielders can shoot? Sorry, go on.
Fabinho.
He's the
No,
only
but Fabinho doesn't
best
count.
shot.
He's a
He's
defensive.
Gini can for Holland, mate, not for Liverpool. When he's got the Holland top on, no bother.
Gini
30
can't
yards
get
or
any
top
power on
corner.
the ball.
Henderson.
No, Henderson can't shoot.
No
Henderson
way.
can't
Nah,
shoot.
Do you see that
Nah,
screamer against
No,
Chelsea?
he's scored
No,
good
I think-
goals, but he can't
He
shoot, man. I remember
can
the
shoot,
Champions
but
League
he
final.
doesn't
kicked-
shoot. He never
Nah,
shoots, you know what I mean?
Can you remember in Madrid, the Champions League final? He went for a shot. I'm pretty sure it was a throw-in in the end.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
good, man.
everybody's
No
had
midfielder
that.
shoots can do that.
The best,
You know
the
what,
best.
guys,
Remember that goal he scored
United.
against Chelsea a few years ago?
That was
Sonny,
really
Sonny,
Go against Chelsea, yeah.
Sonny,
Oh,
Sonny,
that
to
was
answer your question, right? If I'm listing Henderson, it means we don't have that many.
No, it used to be
Exactly,
Ox. It used to be Ox. Ox used to be the one who could
Yeah,
shoot
but Ox
outside.
is
That was
crap,
it.
Oh, he does
Yeah,
nothing
Ox
else
is
other than
bad.
shoot
No, not
anymore.
anymore.
Ox
But he
is
used to
crap.
be. He used to be very
Who
good
is
at the
he?
ball.
Who is
No,
Ox?
No, he's this
Bench.
guy, man. You know, he
Ox,
doesn't do
do you know what? Ox will move
Rubbish.
to Wolves or Southampton and have a great season. I guarantee that will
No,
happen.
no. Actually, do you know who's the best long distance shooter in our club? Shaqiri.
That's probably. He's probably best left foot.
That's not
Easily
a bad
best left
shout.
foot. Yeah.
Okay, guys, my next
Would you
question,
guys-
the last segment of the show, ins and outs, right? Okay.
Now, Bob's
Um,
last segment of the show. We're gonna be here for a while if we're talking about outs.
no, we'll break it down. I'll break it down.
Get the list out, Sonny. Get the list out, mate. Get the list out.
Yeah, there's a big
Would
Would
list.
you guys do it? Would you guys do a swap deal? Swap deal for Genie and Coutinho.
Oh, all day,
No.
all day. Any
Why not?
football?
Oh, yeah,
why
I'll do
not?
that.
No
I'll do that
chance.
tomorrow.
No chance.
He wants
Steve,
to
why
get
not?
on
Steve,
now.
why
to
not?
Barca. Why
Because
not?
when a man
I
pays
think
£5 million
tomorrow
of his
morning.
own money to leave his football
Yeah.
club, he doesn't want to
Riches
be
are
there.
burnt. Yeah.
Feigns a back injury, then goes and plays for Brazil, and then tells the Brazilian coaching staff he's being bullied at Liverpool.
I wish Genie faked that back
You
injury.
don't ever have a man like that back in the football club.
I
mate.
think Klopp feels the same way, Steve. I feel like Klopp's very much like that. Once he's maybe
Principle,
not
isn't it?
grudge, but I think he's definitely Coutinho. It's not like it was just one of those things, Steve. It was all of it. You know what I mean? It's not like he's just missed a game. It's an accumulation. I agree. I think sometimes principles are more important.
You have to think of it divides a fan base, so you don't do it because you divide your fan base. So you,
A
what you have
bit,
to do.
a bit like Suarez coming back with the fan base.
I
if
would
that
worry
happened.
about either, mate. To be,
No, I agree, mate. I agree.
I think I'm right. So we're talking about Coutinho saying no. I'm with you on that, Steve, because I just think Klopp's a man of principle, and you know he made a plea to him, didn't he? He
Yeah.
made
He
it
did.
saying, look, stay. We will win trophies.
We'll put a statue up of you if you stay. If you go to
Yeah.
Barcelona, you'll just be another player.
It's
Yeah.
so true. It's so true, by the way. It's so true because he would have
And then-
been lauded.
To be honest, it's true though, isn't it? Because he got
It just
tossed
happened with
to,
Hazard as well. It's
yeah.
just happened with Hazard. He's gone there and then look who's in the
Yeah.
final.
But guys, though, do you not think though? Just a quick 2 cents on this though. When we look at these foreign players, okay, and I could categorize them to these South Americans, right? But I'm just gonna say foreign players. Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City are not really the pinnacle of their career, as in clubs to play for. You know, like it's okay they'll go to England, play for these clubs, but especially for South Americans, Barcelona and Real Madrid are
Absolutely.
club. Do you know what I mean? And I don't blame him for wanting to go. I think it was basically he wasn't going to get to go, and he thought I need to do something here to go. So I don't blame him on that. I think though the funny part about it all is just that when he went to Barcelona, you know, there's a saying there we say the grass is not always greener, and I think in Scotland, Conroy, you can back me up on it. He should have known where his bread was buttered, basically, and at Liverpool he would have had all the buttered bread in the world.
Yeah.
And Barcelona, he was just any player like Steve.
Still quite successful, you say, but like, you try to suit the Liverpool narrative to say he wasn't successful. That's a load of rubbish. Like, guy won a Champions League, scored 2 in a semi-final, won a league. So you know he's actually done pretty well,
He's
like
won trophies
individually
at
from
Bayern
age. You know what I mean?
and
He has.
But not as well as
Oh, did the
nowhere
league
near
team
what
still want him
as he
out?
could have done.
But
as
it
a-
suits
as
our
a player.
narrative, though, exactly.
Yeah,
But he
it
still
does.
was successful. It's not like he was shambolic. He still scored 2 in a semi-final.
But he's left Liverpool and he's won more trophies than Liverpool has in the
Yeah.
duration. So
No,
No.
but that's a bit out of context, man. Because how much games did Coutinho actually play and contribute?
Exactly right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good point.
Well,
Good
Barcelona, he did quite a lot in the League One, and then he scored 2 in the Champions League semi-final.
and by
Barcelona got to a point where they just didn't pick
Yeah,
him.
he scored 2 in the
Like-
Champions League semi-final when they're already like 6-2 up.
But
Yeah,
mate,
I
people
don't
don't
count
that.
that.
He
I
just
would say,
beat the Champions League trophy and he scored. That he's got like we don't do this in 10 years' time. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So it's still being quite a success.
if he's still in the Liverpool team, we don't win the Champions League and we don't win the league. That system that was
Do we
created
now,
when he
though?
left.
If we got him, I think if we got him now, I think we'd be better.
Great points, Steve.
So
Great
good.
points, Steve.
So good.
So who would you guys?
The system
Douglas
changed.
has
It
just
did change.
told us, angry Arsenal fans have stormed the entrance to the Emirates after cashing out. Oh well, if only their team showed that passion.
Bobs, can I
They could have
say
used those
something,
Arsenal
Bobs?
fans to play.
Yeah, Bobs, I just wanted to say something to Football Capital,
for it,
because he's
mate.
an Australian fan. I don't know if you know me, I was watching Open Goal. Do you ever watch Open Goal, Bobs?
Of course, my
the
friend,
Scottish.
of course.
And it's Jackson Irvine is the Australian player, Big Jackson Irvine, and I just wanted to get the Football Capital's opinion on him as a player.
He's okay, to be honest. I don't pay too much attention to the Australian national team, to be fair,
Alright.
because of how the football is run here. But he's all right. He's okay. The last couple of years, he's actually stepped it up, to be fair. But yeah, man, my boy's Matty Ryan. Matty Ryan needs to get back into Arsenal.
So did your coach just get he resigned? Is that right? He resigned.
Yeah, after the last tournament, I think, or before the last tournament.
Yeah, and that's crazy. They resigned before the World Cup. That's mental. I didn't realise that. I was just wanted to say it's a good interview, guys. That was all. I just thought Australian top will mention Big Jackson Irvine. Seems a cool guy.
Bocce's in Sydney. So, Bocce, tell them about who one of your good mates is that plays for Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, Matty Ryan. One of my boys went to school together. Yeah, man. I just need him to start. He needs to get on his field. I don't know about this Leno.
Probably got a good chance right now, mate. To be honest.
He's probably one of the
hospitality tickets in at one time. You'll be getting hospitality at Arsenal soon because he's going to start.
He's probably stormed the stadium as well now, trying to get him started.
I like keeper Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan. Like him, he's good.
Yeah. Also Aaron Moy as well. Went to school with Aaron Moy. It's a shame that he left the Premier League. I think he still had it. He just scored a screamer for one of the team he's now in China. Scored a cracker the other day.
He's in China.
But, yeah, he plays in the.
Getting that cash money. Getting that cash money in China.
He used to play for Huddersfield, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went to Brighton
as well. Yeah,
he's a decent player.
No, he was really good.
Yeah, he left pretty young as well. He was probably about, I'll say 15, 16 when he went to Bolton. He was at Bolton Wanderers for a little bit before he got a few moves away. But yeah, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Stuff, mate.
But okay, so guys,
you know some famous people, eh?
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Contact list, right? The contact list.
I want to see
Get the phone out. Get the phone out.
Okay, so
boys, who would you guys want to sign for you for next season for Liverpool?
Yeah, 100%.
And who does one out? Obviously, Liverpool have to sell to make signings. But who would you guys want in? Because I don't see really anyone linked with Liverpool at the moment. I know you guys got a centre back.
Canate's coming apparently.
Yeah. He's just
that's pretty much done.
It's pretty much done.
Is that done? Is that?
Who else improves your squad for next season?
A number 9.
Zuma's been linked with us.
Or does that depend on if you make European competitions?
No.
Like the Champions League or Europa?
Well, apparently not. Apparently not.
No.
Not in what we think a good summer is. Like, I think a realistic Liverpool fan, a number 9 is not a Haaland or he's not a number 9, but Mbappe. A realistic Liverpool fan knows that a good summer is like a Andre Silva. I love Jimenez, but it's not going to happen because he's medical issues. But I've always loved Jimenez. But like Andre Silva, that's a realistic Liverpool signing. So I don't think us not getting the Champions League is going to affect that. Because if people think we're going to get Haaland, give me some of what you're drinking. Give me some. I want some of that.
Please share it around. I think what's his name from
Haaland's overrated anyway.
Vlahovic. Oh, right.
What was that, Sonny?
Ryan,
what was it, Sonny? What did you say?
Wait. Sorry. Pause. Time out.
Ryan,
what did you just say?
That just came out of nowhere.
What did Ryan say?
Ryan, repeat what you just said.
Haaland's overrated.
Okay.
Get Saint Maximin in, yeah.
Brian, back that up. Back it up. Tell me why he's overrated.
Have your stats for this one?
Just a minute.
No
Yeah,
comment.
just
You're
roll.
on
Sorry,
mute.
there was something wrong with my
No,
mic. Yeah, how?
his internet
No,
is just like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, no, let's forget that you said that. Yeah, all right.
Nah, my mic unplugged, bro. My mic unplugged in it when I said it, so like,
Oh,
I had to
okay.
One of
sort it
those
out
ones.
in it. But like,
Right, okay. So why is Haaland...
nah, but like,
All right, so you're taking the piss.
no, I'm not.
Clickbait.
I think he's good in it, but I think he's overrated at the same
why
time.
is he overrated? Why do you think he's overrated?
In the big match,
Taking
in the big
overrated,
two legs
don't live
against
well,
Man
is it?
City, he got pocketed
Okay.
by Ruben
Good
Diaz.
point.
Okay,
Good
I
point.
think that's harsh.
Good point. No, it's not.
Really?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Does that mean Mbappe is just letting that
I
first
agree.
leg? Does that mean
Mbappe-
No,
Mbappe?
because Mbappe's won World Cups before. Mbappe's won
What does
World
that
Cups.
mean?
That's
Hugo
not what you're
Lloris has
saying,
won
though.
World Cups.
That's
That-
not what
that-
you're
Mbappe's been up
saying.
there for years as well.
No,
Mbappe's
no,
been
no.
one of the best in the
Jordi won
world
a
for years.
Champions League. Doesn't,
But
does that
Ryan, you have to be consistent. I would say Mbappe and Haaland were pocketed. So I'm sorry, they've got ways to go.
Mbappe was pocketed by
Mbappe
Neuer.
was injured second leg.
One Champions League final. One Champions League final. 80th minute. What
Cristiano
did Mbappe
Ronaldo
do?
is not pocketed.
Yes.
Messi is not pocketed.
He had a bad game in it. No,
That's
but
so
Mbappe,
did
Haaland then. Do you know what I mean?
he's won the World Cup final, man. Nah, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful comparing Haaland to Mbappe, innit? Mbappe's generational, man. He's won a.
But not yet. But
Mbappe's
not yet.
going
He's
to the
not
World Cup
generational
final.
yet. He has to show he's generational. This is the thing. It's like people want to compare him to Messi, but like Messi's done it. But stop saying he scored 100 goals in Liga and makes he's generational. He has to prove why he's generational. And for me, he's not done it yet. It's a bit like the people who say.
I'd say he is.
I say he's
You're
generational.
saying Mbappe's the best player in the world right now.
No. Generational.
No.
Does generational for you mean best player in the world? Or?
No, what I'm saying is to prove he's a generational talent, he has to become the best player in the world.
No,
I mean,
but I think we kind of know that he's going to be at one
but
point.
you could say the same about Phil Foden, though. But I wouldn't say Phil Foden's definite.
No,
like,
okay, Conroy, here's a question.
The man won a World Cup pretty much by carrying France there. You do know that,
Go
right?
on, Vinci, say it again, bro.
No, I think Deschamps' system won France it because France.
No, stop it.
No, guys. I think Mbappe's amazing. Like, I'm not disputing that. I just get annoyed because the agenda seems to be let's make him up. He's the best player in the world when he's not. That's what annoys me. I'm only being tongue in cheek about Mbappe is amazing at World Cup, but you can't say Haaland had a bad game and against when he was actually quite good in the first leg. You can't.
Okay,
you need to say.
But Conroy, you'll get used to Ryan.
I have a question that might be a bit controversial. Wait,
okay.
Bobs, who do you guys think is the best player in the world right now?
Easy answer for me.
Messi.
Bruno Fernandes.
Messi.
Yeah, Messi. Yeah.
Somebody just said
Bruno Fernandes. Well, yeah, we can't let that
Bruno
one go.
Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes ain't even Man United's best player.
Numbers
That's
don't lie.
right. Messi.
Is Messi in the final?
You don't have to be. He doesn't get dirt by himself, does he?
And didn't they lose
He just won the Copa del Rey, didn't he?
Mate, did you not see him against PSG when he got put out? He created 9 chances in one game. He's only a one player, and he scored one of the best goals I've ever seen in the Champions League. The guy's unbelievable. He scored 12 goals in this year.
He's the man.
Unbelievable.
Messi?
His own plays take
old.
pictures with him after a game. That's how good he is.
Unbelievable.
Who? Messi.
Yeah, if you don't see it, you don't see it. But I can't help you. But he's just
Messi hasn't won anything this season, right?
Won the Copa del Rey, mate. Won the Copa del Rey. They were 2-0 down against Sevilla, second leg. What you doing that? You can only win 2. There's 2 domestic trophies.
You win the FA Cup and we hail you for that.
They could still win the La Liga, though.
I can make it about trophies if you want. I mean, he's won 35 trophies in his whole career, but I'd say it's not even about that. He's just the best midfielder, the best dribbler, the best passer, the best goal scorer. He's just the best.
Lewandowski has got more goals than him this season.
He's a number 9.
Lewandowski's a striker. Messi's not a striker.
He's leading the line. Messi's
everything. I'm not going to argue with it because I don't debate on it. He's the best. He's the best ever. There's no argument. He's unbelievable. Like
only debate
he's
with
he's an
Ronaldo.
alien.
Who comes third? Who comes third? We know Messi, Ronaldo. Who's third?
Probably Kevin De Bruyne. Probably Kevin De Bruyne. Like
Bruno's been better than him this season.
Kevin De Bruyne just smashed the Champions. No, do you know what? Fair enough. Bruno Fernandes, I'd probably say has been very good. I'm not one. I think he has been good.
I think. Do you know what? I think it's a tough one. Who's after those two, because those two are aliens, right? Kevin De Bruyne has been consistent, really consistent. Also, Bruno needs to have this kind of.
Wait, are you guys talking about Bruno over Mbappe?
No, like,
what is going on?
Are we getting about Paul Pogba here?
If you watch football, you know Kevin De Bruyne is better than Fernandes. We'll leave it at that. If you watch football, De Bruyne is better than Fernandes. If you use your eyes, watch.
Yeah, he is.
I agree.
Not this season. Not this season.
Do you know what? Probably Mbappe's third, actually, because Mbappe is class. So he probably is third.
Come on, and he's not generational.
But he's not. But generational means you're the best. He's not the best player yet. He has to prove he's the best.
No,
player.
Generational doesn't mean you're the best.
What does it mean, Sonny?
It can be.
Sonny, what does it mean?
Let's see what generational mean.
One of the best. Out of very, very few.
For me, generational is the best.
Doesn't generational mean at the end of your career you were the best of your generation?
No, but there's a reason we say generational talent. When we say talent, it's never about one player.
This is English media. You do it every good English player. Generational talent, generational talent, generational talent.
We're forgetting about one player
in this podcast, gentlemen.
We're forgetting about one player though.
Sonny,
all we're talking about is Bruno and De Bruyne. Are we forgetting about Paul Labile Pogba?
No, Ryan, you do this.
About him, man.
That sends everyone.
Yeah, but hold on. Are we talking about in general, or are we just talking about this season?
In general,
I was just saying this season.
This season.
It's different. If it's in general, yeah, maybe Bruno doesn't even get in the top 5 even. But if you're talking about this season, well, then I don't think Pogba should be put in that category, because he's had a few good games.
One of United's best
halfway throughout the season.
I think. Look, Messi, Ronaldo, whichever order you want to put them in, right? I think you know mine. I think we have to be serious. Mbappe, Neymar, and then you make a case for Kevin De Bruyne. Okay, listen, you might not like the guy, but he's different gravy. Neymar,
he could be better. Right, that's the problem.
If he had the attitude of Ronaldo,
why do we punish Lewandowski for being a striker? I don't get it.
No, Lewandowski. I forgot about Lewandowski. Vinci, that's a good point, mate. I forgot. Lewandowski's been pretty amazing as well. Like,
we punish him because his job is to score goals. But who does it as like it's ridiculous, 50-something goals?
Yeah, but to be fair though, the argument about him is that look at the league he's doing it in, and that's why they're saying they want Mbappe to leave Ligue 1 to go and prove it. And this is why, for me, Ronaldo.
Look at the Spanish league now, Bob. The Spanish league is trash.
Ronaldo will always be number one to me.
Top.
Huh?
That's how trash it is.
So it's not even a two-team league.
No. Atletico, was it 3 weeks ago? Were 12 points clear.
Yeah, but it's still top, though. That's what I mean. There's 3 teams challenging. That's what my point is.
Yeah, but the league is not. It's not the same as it used to be. So, guys, we can't look at the Spanish league and say, "Oh, Messi," and give Messi the same credit. It's not the same. He's not battling Ronaldo.
Yes, but PSG is a one-team league and Germany is a one-team league. So, I get what you're saying, though. Like, you can maybe argue that, but I still think the Spanish teams play good football. I still think you're not going to change my mind on Messi. But Lewandowski, to be fair, I think we're forgetting he did win the Player of the Year just there. So, that's a good point. It's not the Ballon d'Or. What was it called? Was it the UEFA Player of the Year? That's a fair point. I mean, I'd be fuming. I would actually be saying, why is this stopped? We're still playing games. Get that Ballon d'Or on. Get the presentation 100%. On, and give me my award. Honestly.
Listen, guys. My last question to you all. Okay. Kanati's coming on. Okay. We've talked about obviously who you guys would like to get and so on. Realistically, now, when I ask you this question, I mean realistically, knowing how your club acts in the transfer market, who actually comes to Liverpool this summer?
Vlahovic. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Not for the money they want from you, won't mate.
I'm not hungry. Sorry, I'm fine. I'm not
They're not
hungry.
going to
Who's
spend
that?
No.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
You offer me a
Somebody
flapjack
we
or
don't know
something?
too well.
He's from I forget
me
the
a
Italian club.
flapjack.
He's a number
What's that
9
about?
from I
What,
forget the Italian club name.
what's his name? Sonny, sorry, I missed that.
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic.
Fiorentina.
No, I have heard them actually. Yeah, I think Silva will happen, to be honest. I think Andre Silva will be the one that happens.
Andre
That's-
Silva. Okay. Now, before we wrap up, who do you want to see leave the club?
Oh, Bobs. We're not going to wrap up anytime soon, man.
No, okay.
Hide man.
Who needs to leave? Hide the man.
Wijnaldum.
As in, like, not even like, okay, we can give him another season. As in, like, end of the season, you've got to go.
Why not? We're talking about who plays currently.
Look, I'll list them all off, innit? I'll list all the frauds off.
Good luck, Ryan. Good luck.
Listen, fair play
Gonna run
Origi,
out of
man.
breath.
The guy's still hanging in there, to be fair.
I mean, he's taking that cash money. You know what I mean? That's why he's not leaving. Give me that $100,000 a week. I want that cash money.
So we're saying Origi, Gini.
Origi 100%.
Shaq.
It's time for him to go.
Shaqiri needs to
Keita.
go.
Keita.
No, Keita.
Joe Gomez.
Keita can stay.
Joe Gomez.
Joe Gomez?
Joe Gomez.
What?
He's number one fraud.
Ryan
I'm telling
loves
you.
this.
He's awful, man. He's terrible.
Ryan, do you
He's
actually
actually
support
terrible,
Liverpool?
man.
I sometimes wonder, mate.
Like, I don't know what he's watching.
mate.
Joe
Yeah,
Gomez?
look at my Abbey, bro. That's
Oh, he's not said something again, has he? Oh, now Gomez this time, is it?
Joe Gomez is crap, man. Gomez, Wijnaldum, Salah, Mane, Ox, Kiri, Keita.
Bob,
The second half, I agree.
Who else?
Don't forget Salah and Mane for St. Maximin. Don't forget that move.
That's it, mate.
Yep.
That's it.
I think Ryan would want to clear half our team and bring in the under-23 squad.
Ryan would probably want to rename our
See,
team from
What's
Liverpool.
what's
to
what's
something
the
else.
Polish
Vincent,
youngster
Vincent.
called in
Ryan
Liverpool?
wants to sell
Oh,
Salah.
Musialowski.
Matthews.
Ryan started him. He
Mafia.
started him at left wing.
Mafia.
You're ready.
What?
Okay, do you know what?
What was
On that note, we'll wrap it up, guys, before Ryan goes for a hat trick.
But there's just some questions that you should just be careful with asking when Ryan's here. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So funny.
Uh,
That's so
Listen,
funny.
gentlemen, thank you so much. Big shout out to Conroy for coming on. Big shout out to Bocce for coming on.
Thanks, guys.
Guys, as always, we've laughed and we've cracked a few jokes as well. But now, obviously, we talked about Liverpool football. Thank you guys so much for that. Obviously, you know the household rules as we go around. Just please let the people know what you've got coming up, where they can find you, and where they can subscribe to you. We'll go with the Godfather, Steve. Go with you first.
You get me at Red Sky Pods. Got pre and post match for the weekend game coming up. Yeah, just check us out there, guys. Doing quite a bit. We've got Zane, the young lady from Latvia, doing the show every other week. That's proven to be quite popular. So check that out. It's quite funny, to be fair.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
she's good. She's good. Like I checked a bit of that out. Steve. I didn't realise, mate. Red Sky. I watched that the other day. It was very good, mate. Really good.
There you go, Steve. There you go. Elevation. Conroy, yourself.
So yeah, I've got a YouTube channel now. So it's Conroy Talks, as it says there. It's probably not a great title, but to be honest, it was 2 a.m. when I made it.
It's a
I was
good
just like, just
title.
shove something down, mate. Shove something
Good.
down, and then at Twitter it's at Conroy_H. So that's me. And thanks again, guys. I got to be honest, I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was really funny. So cheers, guys.
Listen, mate. You are welcome. Anytime you want to come on, bro. Especially a Scottish. I was gonna say brother, but yeah, well, brother for another mother. Anytime. The most
Oh, no.
outlandish person on the podcast, Ryan. Let them know when they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Saxon City TV on the Q&As, watch-alongs. We're actually bringing out a Liverpool show soon, which I'll be
nice.
hosting in it. So maybe next month or something.
Don't
So
say
that should be
anything too
good.
bad on that.
Make sure you watch the Q&A last night because I was busy bigging up my boy Graham in it because people don't respect him. So I was busy bigging him up. And we're doing a United Liverpool watch along this time next week on Saxon City, where I'll
goes
be
ahead.
pulling forward.
It goes ahead.
So Should be good, man. I'll just be giving Flawless Smoke and that watch along in it. So like when we pam them in it,
the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, when we pam them, yeah, I'll be giving Flawless Smoke in it. So, like,
I can't believe you said sell Joe Gomez and you think we're going to win at Old Trafford. I can't believe that.
Trust me, we're going to win in it. We're going to win, yeah.
Oh, I love your confidence, mate. I love your
Joe
confidence.
Gomez. I was like, Joe Gomez, what?
He's rubbish, man. Bro, Lovren's better than him, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, stop it there. Stop it there.
It would be dope if Bocce can come also after the Man U Liverpool game.
Yeah, we're gonna do a watch along. We're doing a watch along. Me and Bocce do the watch alongs for the Man U games.
People forget Lovren won the league. Lovren won the league the other day. Put some respect on his name in it. My guy,
Ryan,
Dejan.
go to bed, Ryan. Right, little bro, Sonny. Let the people know where they can find you, what you got coming up.
The Liverpool Injection on YouTube, LFC Sonny, Twitter, Instagram, and shout out the Football Capital for this sick layout that I've got now. It's very good. If you want to see it, go on Instagram too. I'll post it on there. Yeah, massive big up to the Football Capital. And I'll probably be streaming with it tomorrow.
Oh, I look forward to watching that, mate. I look forward to watching that. Bocce, let the people know where they can find you, my friend.
Yeah, Football Capital, YouTube, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, all the good stuff. New show coming soon. Fake podcast. Use your own imagination.
like it. And obviously, Vinci, where can the people find you, bro?
Coping Mechanism every week, every Thursday. How do I make it sound exciting? Catch us hot, ready, freshly baked Liverpool talks. Let's do this. No, just every Thursday.
Can't catch you in a final this year, but it's one of them.
All right, win that final, yeah, and then come back and speak to us. You need to win that final first.
Well, hey, we've been
in plenty of finals we haven't won.
We've passed our semi-final first. That's what we need.
We used to be in that position, going to finals and never won it.
It's a pleasure hosting this podcast. Guys, people that watch this, people that watch it back, peace and love to you all. Shout out to the guys. Please make sure you go support them. It's tough doing this YouTube thing, but I tell you what, every Thursday night, I go to bed in laughter and tears, man. Guys, thanks so much for your company tonight. Peace and love to you all. Take care.
Okay.